So basically what I'm saying is calm your tits, Cassandra. I'm doing things my way, like Sinatra. Hey everybody, it's B, and if you know, you know, but if you don't know, I'm on a journey to lose 100 pounds. And I didn't make a proper intro for this video because I randomly decided to do OMAD for a week, and I kind of just like got into it rather than explain anything at all. So typical. So now present me is trying to make up for the negligence of past me. First and foremost, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a fitness guru. I'm just a regular person trying something that I've been curious about for quite a while now and sharing my experience. So OMAD, or 1 meal a day, is the most extreme form of intermittent fasting. I've had a little bit of experience intermittent fasting before with an 8-hour window, but when you're doing OMAD, you just eat your daily caloric needs in a 1-hour window and fast for the remaining 23 hours in the day. Now this might seem a little extreme, but there's been a lot of studies recently on fasting and the benefits of fasting when it comes to like blood sugar and stuff like that. But advocates for OMAD say that it helps increase focus and productivity, you know, because you're kind of like getting rid of the midday digestive slump. This type of eating is also supposed to aid in weight loss because it's really hard to be in a caloric surplus when you're only eating for 1 hour in the day. Also, the article that I was reading said that a lot of people like the dietary freedom of not having to plan out like 3 to 6 meals per day depending on like what your prior diet looked like. Now, the thing that was appealing to me was the idea of a smorgasbord. You know what I really like about intermittent fasting and when I was on the 8-hour eating window was having larger, less frequent meals. I definitely prefer that to having smaller, more frequent meals. Because I like the idea of that pit in my stomach where anxiety and existential dread live to just be like, you know, smothered for a while. For a couple of hours while I digest. Hence my problems with binge eating. But anyway, let's get into the video, see how I did, and I'll get into the tea later. Due to poor planning, it just so happens that I haven't eaten yet today, and it's already 5 p.m. I had to go into work this morning, and I thought I was going to get up early and pack myself a wee lunch. Obviously, that didn't happen, and I have too much social anxiety to eat at the cafeteria at work, so here we are, starving. But as I was driving home, my long commute of 1 hour, I thought to myself, this is a perfect opportunity to try out OMAD. And I've been wanting to try it for quite a while now, but I just haven't because I procrastinate and that's what I do. However, since we kind of slipped into it naturally, I think it would be an awesome idea to try eating 1 meal a day for a week and see how I like it, see if I notice any benefits, balance the pros and the cons of the situation. I think for my first meal, I'm gonna order some Chipotle because, oh my God, I love Chipotle. Conveniently, I weighed in this morning because I got my new scale and I've been like weighing in like every 5 seconds because it's awesome and it makes like a little chart for me. And I love graphs. And it just makes all of the graphs. It makes graphs of muscle mass, body fat, BMI, of course, like actual like weight, body water percentage. What is it? It's just water percentage. Water weight. That's what it's called. Body water. I'm gonna stop talking right now and order some Chipotle and I'll show you what I got when I get it. Here is my lovely ginormous Chipotle burrito bowl. I get barbacoa, white rice, black beans, sour cream, cheese, double pico de gallo, medium salsa, fajita veggies, and romaine lettuce with a side of chips and 2 plums. I was really trying to jack up the calories to meet my set amount. I didn't want to undereat. However, it was a lot of food and I couldn't finish one of the plums and I felt really pretty sick afterwards. Oh! How are we serving greasy and frizzy at the same time? Get you a girl that can do both. Ignore this. I recently tried out a new heat protectant spray. It's not the bee's knees. It's just not. Anyway, we are sitting in the Walmart parking lot because I decided today for my 1 meal a day, I want lasagna. And I'm typically not a pasta queen, and I've said that on a vlog before, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. Vlogging will make you a hypocrite every single time. Are you ready to make some motherfucking lasagna? Same. These are the ingredients. They're not really aesthetically laid out because I don't have time for that. The bananas aren't part of it. They're just kind of chilling there. Ignore the bananas. Are you ready, you little Betty Crockers? thought that I would be hungrier doing this 1 meal a day thing, but honestly, I haven't really had substantial hunger pangs. But to be honest, my hunger cues are a little bit effed up to begin with. Like when I woke up this morning, I was hungry and I was like, oh, it's gonna be a long day, but it just like subsided. It comes in waves, so it's not so bad so far. Maybe we're just gonna turn off the camera for now so you're not watching me chop for 5 hours. Sounds like a good plan. Seeing how I just sliced my entire pinky open, I thought I would take this opportunity to check my blood sugar. 74, so that's fasting. I don't know what that means. I normally can't check my blood sugar because it freaks me out using the little needle thing, but when accidents happen, you might as well take advantage of the opportunities. Now I have to clean myself up and bandage it, and then we'll get back to making lasagna. Really excited about this meal. I'm also having plain LaCroix. It's just sparkling water. I don't like the kind that tastes like things because they taste like poison. The lasagna is pretty calorically dense. I'm having 2 servings of that, my cucumber and tomato salad. Sorry, I'm like salivating. And then for dessert, I'm gonna have like this whole container of Noosa lemon yogurt. I still have to calculate everything, but I should be close to my calories. Hot, hot.
Look at all the band-aids. Did you get cut?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that new knife? How bad?
It was really bloody.
Are you needing stitches?
No. I don't think so. I definitely don't feel as full and terrible like I did after Chipotle yesterday, so that's encouraging. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna check our blood sugar again by squeezing this cup because I can't do the poker because I am a pansy. No one look if blood bothers you. Now we're at 115 after eating. I found these carb-balanced tortillas that only have 5 grams of net carbs, so I thought that I would try them out on some smothered bean burritos. And they were actually pretty good. They didn't have that weird whole wheat taste at all. Green chili is probably the absolute best thing about where I live. This recipe is a bit too long of a process to be contained in this video, but if you want me to share it, I totally will. Just let me know and I'll make a video about it. Spicy, flavorful deliciousness, and definitely a staple. Okay, for day 4, we are having huevos rancheros. That's basically just eggs topped with green chili, and then I have a bunch of other toppings like cheese, sour cream, avocado, tomato, onion on top. Super delicious. A huge salad with all the fixings, and then a bowl of oatmeal with fruit. Yesterday I was not really feeling that great, like emotionally I wasn't feeling very good. I noticed something interesting though. My hunger level is directly related to my emotions, and also it's tethered to certain routines that I had. For example, all yesterday I was like hungry and I couldn't wait for my 1 meal a day, and I was just like, oh, this sucks. But it was just because I was feeling pretty down. It wasn't really a feeling restricted thing. I noticed like when I restrict, I was hungry, but it wasn't the same desperation as it is when I feel emotionally not well. Does that make sense? But today when I'm feeling better and I'm not as sad, I had no problem. I didn't really have any feelings of hunger. Also, I noticed that my hunger cues were kind of tied to routines as well, because I passed a Starbucks and I was like, oh, I want a coffee and a breakfast sandwich. And before that, I wasn't really hungry, but it's like seeing the Starbucks, and if you guys remember, I mentioned like one of my old routines was every morning before work, I would get a coffee or a green tea latte with a breakfast sandwich, sometimes multiple breakfast sandwiches. Sometimes the amount of breakfast sandwiches that you get when there should be multiple people in the car. So then that leads you to believe like maybe I should order a second drink. And sometimes you do order that second drink because you don't want the barista to know your shame. I'm realizing that I don't really know when I'm hungry and when it's like true hunger, because I can't really tell. Some people really don't like that I do these challenges. For some reason it offends them and they think it's not that sustainable, which maybe I agree with, as far as I don't know that I'll be eating 1 meal a day forever. But who knows, I could have really liked it. And honestly, you have to look at things, anything you do, with some kind of analytical mind. See the value in what you're doing. Things like this that I typically probably wouldn't do are proving to be beneficial, just like helping me realize things. Like, it may be a fad in the sense that like I'm not gonna do it forever, but as far as me learning things from it, it's very beneficial. So basically what I'm saying is, calm your tits, Cassandra. I'm doing things my way, like Sinatra. But anyways, solid day 4. I have been staring at a computer all day and my irises feel like they're melting down my face. Can someone please tell me why I have a job where I stare at a computer for 8 hours a day, and then I picked a hobby that required me to stare at a computer as well? Can someone please tell me what is wrong with me? Also, I dressed like a sea snake today, so the likelihood that I'm gonna get eaten by sharks is unlikely. So at least we have one thing going for us. I bought stuff to make my honey garlic chicken that I always make. However, that doesn't sound very good to me right now. I'm in a mood where like nothing really sounds good. And let me tell you one thing about eating 1 meal a day. It makes your meals make or break. At least it does for me. Because it doesn't just suffice to just throw something together. I want a gourmet experience if I'm just eating 1 meal a day. You know what I mean? And that's been my whole mindset for the past week. That's why I've been cooking for hours on end a day in order to make my dreams a reality. I guess we decided that we're just gonna make the chickens. And by we, I mean only me. I don't know why I keep saying we like I'm multiple people. Okay, we're gonna roll up our sea snake arms and get to work. A potato flew around the room before you came. A potato flew around the room before you came. Well, that's stuck in my head now for forever. I just dropped that exactly on my toe. A potato flew around the room before you came. I was singing that in my video. Did you hear me?
I don't know, maybe I did, because I don't know where I got it from.
Day 6, and I am having sirloin steak with a loaded baked potato and a mountain of peas. Of course, you gotta have A1 sauce for the steak for dipping. Also, I have been loving maple brown sugar oatmeal with bananas and plums on top because it slaps. So good. Hello and welcome to day 7 of 1 meal a day. We are on our final day. We have graduated to chef status because we have an apron now. Domestic as fuck. We have cooked more in the past week than we have ever cooked in our life, and today we are gonna be taking on some za. And by za, I mean pizza.
Oh my god, he on X Games mode.
Today we're gonna be taking a spin on classic pizza crust by displacing some of the flour with something that I bought off of Amazon. And this is some protein powder that is made for baking. So it's tasteless, like it doesn't have any sugar, it doesn't have a flavor. You're just supposed to mix it into stuff. If this works, it's gonna be kind of an easier way to like swap out some carbs for some protein. Expiration date, April 2022. We are in business, bitch. Oops. Woo. Some Fleshmans. She is frothy and alive. Now that we know that our yeast is alive and kicking, we will make the dough. Oh, this is the worst feeling in the world. How come when I watch people doing like dough stuff, it never looks like this? Yay! It's looking like some dough. It's looking like we're making some pizza dough. Doubled in size, now we're making some dough, and we know what we're doing, cause we're a professional chef. You can't even really taste the protein powder I put. So just a disclaimer to everybody, I'm probably gonna be using that baking protein in everything for a while. It's result day! Thank you, little baby Jesus, it is over. I'll explain in a minute, but right now, let's just jump into the weight loss results because that's probably the most exciting part of these kinds of videos. Am I right or am I wrong? I weighed in at the beginning of this week at 220.5 pounds. So we've pretty much just been maintaining for quite a while now. So I was very pleasantly surprised when I stepped on the scale this morning and the number said 217.6 pounds, which means we lost 2.9 pounds in the span of a week, and that's pretty impressive considering that my activity levels haven't been quite as high as normal. There's a lot of smoke in the area where I live from wildfires, so it's not ideal for going on walks. That's been my main preference for exercise lately, so I've only went on about 3 long walks this week as opposed to going 5 to 6 times. But yeah, so I'm definitely cool with the 2.9. However, you know, I typically like to only lose about 2 pounds a week, but like it's whatever. Considering that I've kind of been stalling in my weight loss journey, I will take the 2.9. So let's get into the tea on OMAD. For me personally, and me myself, I'm not talking about anybody else, so don't come for me if you love OMAD with all your life, but it's kind of unsustainable for me. One of the selling points for OMAD was that, you know, you weren't supposed to be as food focused, but I found myself super food focused, like way more than normal. Because look, if you only have one shot, one opportunity, palms sweaty, knees weak, arms heavy, vomit on a sweater already, mom's spaghetti, you're not gonna choose mom's spaghetti. Well, I personally wanted to make these perfectly crafted meals. You only got the 1 hour a day, and then you gotta wait a whole nother 23 until you eat again. And normally when I'm on my eating multiple times a day-ish, I don't care that much. I go for whatever is most convenient usually. So yeah, that's definitely a me problem. I'm sure most people who do OMAD aren't like that, but like... Also, as you noticed, it was really difficult for me to hit my calorie goal, and my calories were already set up in a deficit because, you know, trying to lose weight and such. I feel like if I was trying to maintain my weight, it would be next to impossible for me to consume the amount of calories that I need. You know, it would be a very different story if I was like going to McDonald's and eating that for 1 meal a day, because it's super easy to hit your daily caloric threshold when you eat like a Big Mac, fries, and a Coke. But you know, I'm focused on eating balanced meals and more nutrition focused, so it kind of was difficult. Which brings me to my next point, which is binge eating. I have not been shy about my struggle with binge eating in the past, and today, you know, I've been pretty transparent about that with you guys. When it comes to OMAD, I'm a little bit unsure how to feel about it because on one hand, I'm not eating past my daily allotted calories, so I'm not, you know, overeating. However, on the other hand, I'm eating a large amount of food at one time, so I'm pushing myself past the point of feeling satiated and going to that overly full mode. I only really felt like sick one of the days, and that was my first day, the Chipotle day. That would be the feeling that I got when I was binge eating, like that sick, like where it felt like your stomach was gonna burst, but I didn't feel that the rest of the 6 days. So yeah, like I feel a little bit conflicted on if it is the healthy way to go about something when you are a person who deals with like binge eating like me. Like it felt like, I don't know, this is really like on the fence for me on whether this is healthy behavior for someone who like abuses food. So all in all, I'm obviously not going to continue OMAD. It just isn't for me. But I am really happy that I tried it out because, like, you know, that curiosity that I had about it is gone now. And, you know, I did learn some things about myself and like my hunger cues or lack thereof. But anyways, guys, that's my thoughts on OMAD. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to support the struggle, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell because like I don't have an upload schedule. I'm just kind of all over the place right now. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye!